Hey, good afternoon, fans, and welcome to Drysdale Field here in St. Augustine. Getting set for the final day of a four-game series, between the Yellow Jackets of American International, traveling down here from Springfield, Massachusetts, and of course, the home team, the Flagler College Saints. The Saints coming into play 9-3 on the season. They're 6-2 here at Drysdale Field. For American International on the other side, this is their first series of the year. They're 1-1. They lost their opener to Flagler. It was a great performance by Ben Stubbs for the Saints. He picked up the win back on Thursday. And then last night, American International picking up their first win of the season in an extra innings battle. It was Kieran Caffrey was the hero on an infield single that proved to be the winner for the Yellow Jackets. Today on the bump for Flagler, we're going to see Daniel Fisher, number 20, the southpaw. Fisher comes out of Sewanee, Georgia, a senior, standing 5'11", 165 pounds. So far this season, he's 1-0 in 3 appearances, 2.6 ERA, 15 strikeouts over 17 and a third innings pitched. Starting lineup for the Yellow Jackets of American International. Leading off in right field, Brendan Edvardson. Following him, Sam Tanis at second base. Leandro Guevara, the big lefty, at catcher. Followed by Nick Surse, the first baseman. Josh Frometta at third base. Kieran Caffrey out in left field. Once again, we already mentioned he was the hero of last night's ball game. Rounding out the bottom 3, Yaudy Ramirez over at shortstop. Justin Okendo, the designated hitter, getting his first start of the season. And finally, Cole Patterson out in center field. Edvardson heads into the box, and we are just about set for this one to get underway. First pitch from Fisher is grounded to third. Easy play over there. Throwing over to first base is Peyton Palladino for the Saints. And just like that, one pitch, one out here in the top of the first. As Sam Tanis comes to the plate, Tanis 3 for 10 on the year, good for a 300 average. Has a run scored, 1 run batted in as well. And he takes the first pitch in the outside corner, a fastball called strike 1. The 0-1. Down below the knees, 1-1. Fisher, the big lefty, he features a couple breaking balls. We're going to see a hefty dose of sliders as well as a curveball, but will mix in a fastball and a changeup as well. Here's the 1-1. Just a bit outside. The pitch to Tanis. Fly ball out to left. Running after it. Wind's blowing a little bit down the line there, but still an easy enough play for Mason Gray out in left field. And just like that, 2 quick outs for Fisher. And up to the plate steps Leandro Guevara. Guevara actually a righty, misspoke earlier on the broadcast. He's hitting .222 on the season, 2 for 9, 1 run scored so far. Has a double and a run batted in as well. The 0-1 pitch. Foul back, 0-2. Fisher last season was all PBC second team. He went 4-5 with a 4.18 ERA, struck out 51 batters over just over 75 innings pitched. And the 0-2 pitch. Grounded to third, just through the hole, and there's the first hit of the day, courtesy of Leandro Guevara of the Yellow Jackets. You saw it, it looked like it might be in the range of Peyton Palladino. He just wasn't able to get there in time. And the inning will continue as Nick Surse, the big lefty, steps to the plate. Surse on the season hitting 143. That's 1 for 7 so far. Has a run batted in and 3 walks. Very patient hitter. As you see it right there, he takes a fastball on the outside corner for ball 1. Skied in the air a mile high. It's going to go out of play just behind us here. And that'll even the count up at 1-1. Yeah, a lot of lefties in this Yellow Jackets lineup. That's going to be a huge benefit for Fisher on the mound. Like we said, loves those breaking balls, especially the slider. We'll probably see a hefty dose of sliders today. The 1-1 as Guevara goes. Throw down to second. Oh, and the ball gets out of the glove there. Looks like it was on time, but Taylor Schultz just unable to corral it. And Leandro Guevara picks up his first stolen base of the season, gets a man into scoring position. One and two to Surse. Fisher is set. And that one's lined into right field. Oh, and he started back on it, then comes in. Here's the throw to the plate. And it's in and out of the glove there, and a run comes home. Boy, a great throw by Jaden Ross. Just pops out of the glove of Jesse Sullivan. A huge break for the Yellow Jackets. And you see them celebrating outside the dugout. A lot of energy with this American International squad. A little bit of wind today. Looks like it's blowing in, maybe a little bit out to right field. We saw that from Jaden Ross. He started back. It looks like he read it well and then just barely didn't get in quick enough, and the ball drops in front of him. Made a good throw to the plate. Just a little too tough for Sullivan. That one nips the inside corner for strike one. Josh Frometta, the third baseman for American International. He's 2 for 9 so far in the season as he takes a slider inside for ball one. Frometta, 2 runs batted in on the year. That one's in the dirt for ball 2. That one fouled off just past the third base bag. Evens the count up at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Frometta. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball away. And it's a full count. And the payoff pitch from Fisher. Foul back. Frometta battling. We'll do it again. 3-2. Here's the pitch. Fouled off again behind the third base bag. Frometta already 7 pitches in this at-bat. Here's the 8th. Making Fisher work so far. And that one just inside with the fastball. And the inning will continue. So stepping up the left fielder, Kieran Caffrey. He was the hero of last night's game. Had the game-winning RBI on an infield single. Oddly enough, that's Caffrey's only hit of the year. He's 1 for 10 so far, but boy, was it a big one. Here's the first pitch he sees on the outside corner, strike one. That one's fouled off. And it's 0-2 to Caffrey. Looks like Fisher was going to get out of this inning pretty quickly. He got 2 quick outs, and then all of a sudden the Yellow Jackets started to put it on him. He's trying to get out of some early trouble here. First and second, 2 outs. And the 0-2 pitch to Caffrey. Outside. Pitch swung on and missed, and Fisher gets out of the jam with the breaking ball strikeout, and Caffrey goes down. So we played a half an inning. It's 1-0 Yellow Jackets. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 men left. We'll be back with the bottom of the first right after this. All right, fans, we're back to the action here at Drysdale Field in St. Augustine on the campus of Flagler College. Third game of a 4-game series between American International and, of course, the Saints of Flagler. Yellow Jackets out to a 1-0 lead in the top of the first. For Flagler, we'll see leading off number 2, Taylor Schultz, the shortstop. Schultz comes into play hitting .241 on the year as he takes a pitch over his head. And a duck out of the way. It's ball 1. Schultz 13 of 54 on the year. Has no homers, but 8 runs batted in. Also has a double to show for his early season as he takes ball 2. On the other side, it's Hayden Mutz on the mound, making his first start of the season for the Yellow Jackets. As that one's fouled down the third base line. Mutz last season was 1-3, had a 5.01 ERA, 37 strikeouts over 32 and a third. So definitely a high strikeout pitcher, although 23 walks and a whip over 2. So a lot of opportunity there for the Saints as the curveball is in there for strike 1. Primarily going to be fastball, slider, changeup, but as you saw there, he will mix in the breaking ball, the curve. And it's now 2-2 to Schultz. Here's the pitch. Grounded up the middle. Easy play out there. And Yaudy Ramirez fires it over to Circe. There's the first out of the ball game for the Saints. Yeah, Schultz leading off. It's Carson Page, second baseman, hitting second. He'll be up next. Jesse Sullivan, the catcher, at batting third. Caden Kresak out in center, batting cleanup. Eli Maddox, the DH, at 5. Peyton Palladino, the third baseman, batting 6th. And the bottom of the order, Trip Davis at first, Mason Gray in left field, and finally Jaden Ross out in right. Page takes the first pitch, a breaking ball outside, 1-0. That one just off the outside corner. 2 balls, no strikes. Seeing it early on, Flagler getting in some favorable hitters' counts. And that one just on the outside corner. It's now 2-1. Grounded to third. Played on a hop, throws over to Surse. Does from Meta. And just like that, 2 quick ground ball outs for Hayden Mutz. And that'll bring up Jesse Sullivan, the big catcher, batting third for the Saints. Sullivan hitting .255 entering play, has a home run, 9 runs batted in on the season. First pitch is ripped to short. Played nicely out there on a hop to Surse. Nice defensive play by Yaudy Ramirez. Hey, in a quick inning, 3 ground ball outs for Mutz, and he sends the Saints down in order. So after 1, the Yellow Jackets lead 1-0. We'll go to the top of the second, folks. Don't go anywhere. All right, fans, out of the timeout here. If you're just joining us, American International, the Yellow Jackets took a 1-0 lead in the top of the first. They carry that here into the top of the second. It'll be Yaudy Ramirez, the shortstop, leading off for the Yellow Jackets. He leads the team in average through 2 games so far. 3 for 8, good for a .375 clip. Also has 2 runs batted in on the early season so far, as that one's skied to right field and out of play for strike 1. Yaudy Ramirez, the junior from Bridgeport, Connecticut. We saw him defensively so sure-handed out there in short as he swings and misses at a fastball from Fisher. And it's a quick 0-2 count. We saw Fisher get 2 quick outs in the first and then ran into some trouble with Guevara, and Surse was able to work out of it with the strikeout of Caffrey. And the 0-2 just low and away. And Ramirez hangs in there. It's now 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 on the slider. And Fisher starting to catch fire. Back-to-back strikeouts now. He has 2 on the day. And there's 1 away here in the in the top of the second. So that'll bring up Justin Okendo, making his first start of the season. The designated hitter had one appearance yesterday as a pinch runner. Did record a stolen base. That one flared out to second base. Takes a weird hop. Nice play out at second. Carson Page sticking with it, just barely able to get Okendo. And one pitch, one out. Or excuse me, 2 outs now here in the top of the second. So that'll bring up Cole Patterson, the center fielder for the Yellow Jackets. He takes a fastball outside. Patterson, a sophomore, standing 6 feet tall from Winchendon, Massachusetts. So a local product in a bit, in a way. Takes one right down the middle for strike one. Patterson batting 143. That's 1 for 7 so far in the year. Has struck out 4 times so far. And cuts on and miss. And quickly, it's 1-2 to Patterson. Pitch from Fisher, low and away. Knots things up at 2-2. Already 33 pitches so far for Fisher. Like we said, looks like it was going to be a quick first inning, then ran into some trouble. He's trying to make quick work of the Yellow Jackets here in the second. The 2-2. Just a bit low. Looks like that one was right at the knees. Fisher didn't like the call. Credit to Cole Patterson for battling the way he is. It's now a 3-2 count with 2 away here in the top of the second inning. And the pitch. Ooh, lines back. We'll stay right here at 3-2. Fisher is set. The payoff pitch. Just a bit low and away. And Patterson, a nice job working the walk there to extend this inning. And that'll bring up Brendan Edvardson once again. Edvardson swung at the first pitch. Grounded out to third his first time up. Pick-off attempt. Nothing doing there. First pitch. Ooh, bit inside. Edvardson steps out of the way. Pitch. Grounded to short. Tough play. The throw over to first. Sails on the first baseman there. The throw from Schultz over to Davis allows both runners to move up a base. And just like that, it looked like it was going to be a quick inning for Fisher. All of a sudden into some trouble now. Second and third with 2 away. And up to the plate steps Sam Tanis. They're going to credit Schultz with a throwing error on that one, allowing both runners to advance. Here's the first pitch. Just on the outside corner from Fisher for strike one. And the 0-1. Low and away. 1-1. 1-1 pitch to Tanis. On the outside corner, beautiful pitch from Fisher. And it's 1-2. Fisher able to get himself into some favorable counts. Has put 2 away so far, looking for his 3rd strikeout of the day to get out of this little jam. And the 1-2, just a bit outside. We'll do it again. 2-2 to Sam Tanis. Pitch is fouled off. Out of play down the left field line. These Yellow Jackets continue to battle, making Fisher work after it looks like it's going to be a quick first and second inning. And once again, 2-2. Pitch from Fisher. Fouled off once again down the left field line. And this is the name of the game for the Yellow Jackets. You want to make a guy like Daniel Fisher work a little bit harder than he needs to. Fisher's been excellent so far this year, but you see him starting to struggle here early on. And the pitch, just a bit high. Already the 3rd full count forced by the Yellow Jackets so far. 2 on, 2 out. The payoff pitch from Fisher. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Daniel Fisher able to work out of this jam with 2 on and 2 away. Picks up his 3rd strikeout of the day, and we will take a break. So no runs, 1 hit, 2 left on. We'll go to the bottom of the 2nd. The score still 1-0 Yellow Jackets. All right, fans, welcome back to Drysdale Field here at Flagler College. The score 1-0. The visiting American International leads your Flagler College Saints. It was a quick inning from Hayden Mutz, 10 pitches to retire the side in order. Leading off the inning for the Saints, it'll be Caden Kresak hitting .353. No homers this year, 5 RBIs, also tied for the team lead with 5 doubles. And he takes one high and outside for ball 1. 1-0. Cut on, hit into left. Playable. And a quick first out is Kieran Caffrey able to easily put that one away. And 2 pitches, already 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd. That'll bring up the designated hitter Eli Maddox, hitting .343 on the season. Also no homers, but 6 runs batted in. 4 doubles on the season as well. Has scored 5 runs. He swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1. Maddox, a redshirt sophomore, local product from Orange Park. Takes a breaking ball outside. Looks like a good job by Guevara behind the plate, framing that. Some of the Yellow Jackets fans in attendance wanted that to be a strike. The umpire says no. Here's the 1-1. Grounded to short. Backhanded and thrown over to first. That time, once again, it was Yaudy Ramirez. We're seeing a lot of him defensively so far. Another quick out. Already 2 away here in the bottom of the second as Peyton Palladino steps to the plate. Palladino, the third baseman, coming into play, leads the team in batting average, hitting a whopping .435 on the season. That's 20 of 46, has a home run, 14 runs batted in. Also has 3 doubles to show for his season so far. That one's grounded up the middle over the second base bag. A nice play by Ramirez, not in time with the throw. And there's the first hit of the day for the Saints, courtesy of who else? Peyton Palladino. So that'll extend this inning as Trip Davis, the first baseman for the Saints, steps up to the plate. Davis hitting .353 on the season. No homers, 5 runs batted in. Palladino, possibly a threat to steal, has 1 so far in the season, so not normally his MO as Davis swings and misses at the breaking ball for strike 1. Mutz looks sharp so far, forcing 5 ground balls, 1 fly out, 4 ground ball outs, and then the infield single by Palladino. So that one's hit off the end of the bat. Foul behind the plate. And quickly, Trip Davis in an 0-2 hole. Trip Davis, the junior, plays some catcher. He's at first today. Here's the pitch. Just over the letters there for ball 1. Mutz has his sign, the 1-2. Just a bit low. And a good job by Davis battling to even up the count at 2-2. Palladino leads off first. Mutz has his sign. And the 2-2 pitch. Mutz goes. This ball's flared out into center field, just out of the reach of Cole Patterson. And hey, this inning is extended even further as Trip Davis singles to center. And now with 2 away, the Saints have something brewing here as Mason Gray steps up to the plate. Mason Gray, 14 at-bats on the season, has 4 hits, 2 RBIs. Also definitely a threat to steal. He's got 3 so far on the year. The pitch. Takes strike 1 on the breaking ball. The 0-1 pitch from Mutz. High and in. Palladino leads off second. Trip Davis leads off first. Two away here in the bottom of the second. A 1-1 count to Mason Gray, the left fielder for the Saints. Here's the pitch. Jams him out to first. Surse tosses it over to Mutz covering, and that'll do it for the bottom of the second. So the Saints strand two. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left. We'll go to the top of the third, folks. 1-0, Yellow Jackets in front. Back to the action here in St. Augustine. The score 1-0. American International leads the Saints. It'll be the 3-4-5 hitters for the Yellow Jackets. Guevara, Surse, and Frometta. They did the majority of the damage for either side throughout this game, as the first pitch is high over the letters to Guevara, ball 1. That was Fisher's 47th pitch so far, 46 through 2 innings. Not exactly what Coach Williams wants from his southpaw. And the pitch is ripped out to center field. And going back on it and making the play is Caden Kresak. Boy, that was ripped by Guevara. Kresak got a good jump on it and is able to put it away. A huge break for the Saints. And there's one away here in the top of the third. So that brings up Nick Surse. He had the RBI single in the first inning. Pitch to Surse on the outside corner for strike 1. The Yellow Jackets are led by Coach Nick Colini in his 22nd season, a graduate of Trinity College. The 0-1 is low and away to Surse. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Ripped into right field. This time, Jaden Ross reads it perfectly. Didn't have to move all that much to put that one away. And 2 outs quickly here in the top of the third. And that'll bring up Josh Frometta, the third baseman for the Yellow Jackets. Frometta walked his first time up. No official at-bat so far in this contest. Frometta did a nice job battling his first time up. The first pitch, he swings at the first pitch, and a beautiful diving stop over at third. Peyton Palladino, what a play. And there we go, a quick inning for Daniel Fisher. He sends him down 1-2-3 here in the top of the third. No runs, hits, errors, none left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the third with the score 1-0, American International. All right, fans, welcome back to the action here in St. Augustine. Just about set for the bottom of the third. It'll be Jaden Ross, Taylor Schultz, and Carson Page batting for the Saints. Hayden Mutz has been excellent so far, forcing a lot of contact, but only soft contact so far. The 6'4 senior from Kerhonkson, New York, with a 4-5 career record coming into play. The first pitch, a breaking ball to Ross for strike one. Jaden Ross, 2 for 10 on the season. No RBIs, no homers, does have a stolen base on his card. As he takes one in the dirt for ball one. The 1-1 pitch from Mutz. Caught on and missed. Strike two. Pitch. Swung and a miss. And that's the first strikeout of the day for Hayden Mutz as he sends down Jaden Ross. And that's how the bottom of the third will start. Now 1 away. That brings up Taylor Schultz, the shortstop. 0 for 1 on the day. Had a ground out to Yaudy Ramirez over at short. He takes the first pitch way outside for ball one. It's been a quick one so far. Both pitchers looking very sharp. As that one's fouled off behind us. Knots it things up at 1-1. Mutz waiting for the sign. He has it. Here's the 1-1 pitch. In the dirt. Ball two. Schultz in the first game went 1 for 5, had 2 runs batted in as he takes a breaking ball. Beautiful pitch from Mutz. Makes it 2-2. The game last night, Schultz was 1 for 4 as this one's grounded out to Ramirez at short. He has to hurry, throws it over on one hop, and a great stretch by Surse puts away Taylor Schultz. So second time Schultz is grounded out to Ramirez. It's been a busy day for Yaudy so far. But he is looking very sharp out there at short. Now 2 outs here in the bottom of the third as Carson Page, the second baseman, steps to the plate. Takes the first pitch in the dirt, 1-0. Page came to the plate 6 times yesterday, had no hits, but was able to work a walk, and later came around to score as he takes a breaking ball in there for strike one. The Saints making Mutz work a little bit harder here in the third, trying to get that pitch count up. Here's the 1-1, swung on, ripped up the middle. A no-doubt base hit for Carson Page. There's a 2-out base hit to bring up Jesse Sullivan. So Sullivan 0 for 1 on the day. He grounded out to, guess who? Yaudy Ramirez back in the first inning. First pitch on the outside corner for strike one. Pickoff attempt. Nothing doing. Page able to scurry back there quickly. Sullivan went 1 for 6 in the loss last night. like we mentioned, went to 12 innings, so a lot of at-bats for Sullivan. He did come around and score, as there's another pickoff attempt. Carson Page tied for the team lead in stolen bases, has 6 so far on the season. Definitely a threat whenever he's on first base. You got to think he's probably going to be looking for a good time to go here. The 0-1 pitch, and he does go. The pitch out. Throw over to first base, a bit wide, but he's able to hang on to it and tag out Page, and that's how the bottom of the third will end. Boy, the throw was a bit offline, but a really impressive stretch there by Sam Tanis closes the door on the Saints. So we'll go to the top of the fourth. Still 1-0, the Yellow Jackets in front here in St. Augustine. Welcome back to the action, fans. American International out to an early 1-0 lead through 3 here at Flagler College. It'll be Kieran Caffrey, Yaudy Ramirez, and Justin Okendo here in the top of the fourth. Caffrey struck out swinging back in the first inning, the first inning, as he takes Lone away for ball 1. Fisher settled in real nicely there in the third. He's gotten out to some great starts in all 3 innings, but the Yellow Jackets battling so far to extend their offensive innings and make him work a little bit. That one's fouled back. It's now 1-1 to Caffrey. And the pitch. Swung on and missed. Fooled him with the breaking ball low and away. That makes it 1-2 to Kieran Caffrey. Fisher looking for strikeout number 4 so far. Here's the pitch. Grounded back right to Fisher. Easy play for him. He'll underhand toss it over to first. It looks like Caffrey, not sure what happened there. He may have gotten tangled up with Trip Davis, or the base may have reached up and tripped him. Nonetheless, easy out number 1 for the Saints. And that'll bring up Yaudy Ramirez, the shortstop. Ramirez also a strikeout victim. He struck out to lead off the top of the second. First pitch in the dirt for ball 1. And the pitch. Looks like a changeup in there for strike 1. Knots things up at 1-1. Beautiful day for baseball here in St. Augustine. Pitch from Fisher. A spinner out to second base. Easy play for Page. Tosses it over to Davis. And quickly, 2 outs. we've seen Carson Page make a few tough plays here so far, but so sure-handed out there at second base. This time it'll be Justin Okendo who also grounded out to Page. It looks like they're going to say that one hit him. Tried to get out of the way, wasn't able to. Looks like it nicked the jersey ever so slightly. And that's big for the Yellow Jackets. Okendo definitely a threat to steal. We saw him used as a pinch runner once this season. That was his only appearance coming into play. We'll see if they move him at all. Cole Patterson at the dish. Patterson walked his first time up. It was a great at-bat. He takes low and away for ball one. Kendo at first. He's not running. This one skied out to left field. Playable for Mason Gray. He puts it away. And that's how the top of the fourth will end. So no runs, no hits, one man left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth here with the score 1-0. Yellow Jackets out in front. All right, fans, welcome back. It's the bottom of the fourth here at Drysdale Field in St. Augustine. The score 1-0 American International out in front. It's been a quick one so far. Not a lot of offense outside of the first inning for the Yellow Jackets. Jesse Sullivan will step back up to the plate. He's 0 for 1, like we said. Grounded out to shortstop back in the first inning. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. It's now 0-1. Both pitchers real sharp so far. Mutz just with the one strikeout, but like we said, has forced a lot of soft contact from these Saints hitters as the breaking ball is in there for strike two. And the 0-2 pitch, just a bit high. Now 1-2 to Sullivan. Here's the pitch. Swings and fouls it back. Just able to get a piece of that one. And we will do it again. Still 1-2. Mutt's doing a nice job of mixing up his pitches. We've seen the fastball. We've seen a few breaking balls throughout the count. Kind of pitching off schedule, if you will. Here's the 1-2 again. Oh, takes it on the outside corner. Boy, Guevara framed that. He held it there a while. That one looked like a strike from our vantage point, but our vantage point is not as good as the umpire behind home plate. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Behind the first base bag. Easy play out there for the second baseman, Sam Tanis, venturing over. And that's good enough for the first out here in the bottom of the fourth. So that brings up Caden Kresak. Kresak flew out to left field his first time up. First pitch in the dirt for ball one. Krisak, a 5'7" senior from Gainesville, Florida. A lot of experience with Caden Krisak. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Outside for ball two. Guevara telling Mutz to settle down. We saw him get into trouble in at-bats early on in the game, but hasn't issued any walks so far. He's battling back in the count very nicely. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. Here's the 2-1. High and away. Now 3-1. Is the first batter who's faced 3 balls that Hayden Mutz has faced. Here's the pitch outside. Ball 4, and Krisak is on with a walk. That'll bring up Eli Maddox, the designated hitter. The Saints being a lot more patient with Mutz. They've been patient throughout this game, but a nice job there by Krisak to force a longer at-bat, get himself on base. We'll see if the Saints can do anything with it. Maddox grounded out to shortstop his first time up. Mutz checks on Krisak over at first. He's able to get back there easily. And the pitch. Grounded softly to third. Over to second, 1. The flip to first, not in time. And Maddox is safe at first on the fielder's choice. He hit it soft enough. Maddox, not known for his speed necessarily, but was able to book it down the line and just beat the throw from Tanis at second base. That'll bring up Peyton Palladino. He had an infield single his first time up back in the second inning. Just hit one off the end of the bat past the pitcher's mound, and Yadi Ramirez was able to get to it and didn't have enough time to throw him out, as the first pitch is a breaking ball in for strike 1. The pitch is grounded off the glove of Mutz, but playable. Tosses it underhand over to Surse at first. And another easy inning for Hayden Mutz. So no runs, no hits, 1 man left on base. We'll go to the top of the 5th. The score still 1-0. All right, fans, welcome back to the action here. Top of the 5th, just getting set. It'll be the top of the order for the Yellow Jackets. Edvardson leads it off. He takes strike one. Edvardson has come to the plate twice. He's 0 for 2. Reached on an error his last time, or excuse me, he's 1 for 2. Had an infield single and advanced to second on the throwing error. He rips one out to center field. Easy play out there for Caden Kresak. And that's how the 5th inning gets underway. So that'll bring up Sam Tanis, 0 for 2 on the day. Flied to left back in the first, struck out his second time up. First pitch, swinging, grounds it out to short. Easy play for Taylor Schultz. He fires over to first. And just like that, 3 pitches, 2 away here in the top of the 5th. We talked about Fisher's pitch count, 46 after 2 innings, but he has been much sharper as the game has gone on. The Yellow Jackets are making some good contact here. Those last 2 were ripped just right at the defenders. Leandro Guevara steps up to the plate. He ripped one to center his last time up, but fell ever so easily into the glove of Caden Kresak. Guevara also singled to left his first time up, so he's 1 for 2 on the day. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball low. It's now 1-1. And the pitch. High and outside for ball 2. Guevara now 3 for 11 on the season following his first 2 at-bats. The 2-1 pitch is outside. And now a 3-1 count. We'll see how aggressive Fisher wants to be here. Guevara's hit it hard both times. And this one's low, and Guevara working out a walk. So he reaches base for the second time today, and that'll bring up Nick Surse, the big lefty first baseman for the Yellow Jackets. He's responsible for the only run of the day. Had an RBI single back in the first inning. We'll see if he can make Fisher continue to work. And that one's low and away. One 1-0 Yellow Jackets lead, top of the 5th inning here at Drysdale Field. The 1-0 from Fisher on the outside corner for strike 1. Surse now 2 for 9 on the year. Get that batting average over 200 as Fisher checks on Guevara over at first. He's able to get back safely. Guevara already with a stolen base in this game, so somewhat of a threat to steal. We'll see if they try and move him into scoring position. Here's the 1-1 from Fisher. Skied out to right center. Ross and Kresak moving back on it. Kresak calls him off, puts it away, and the inning is over. So no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. Hey, it's been a real clean game both ways so far. The Yellow Jackets still lead 1-0. Bottom of the 5th coming up next. All right, fans, back to the action here at Flagler College. It's the bottom of the fifth between American International and Flagler. Leading off for the Saints will be the first baseman, Trip Davis. Davis 1 for 1 on the day, has a single back in the second inning. He takes the first pitch, a changeup on the outside corner for strike one. And the 0-1 pitch, just a bit low from Mutz. Knocks things up at 1-1. Hayden Mutz has been efficient so far. Has given up 3 hits and 1 walk. Only struck out 1, but hey, no runs on the board so far as Davis fouls that one off. Mutz waiting for the sign. He has it. And the 1-2 pitch. Ooh, looks close from our vantage point. Guevara trying to frame another one. Does not get the call. And the count is now even. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Trip Davis. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Mutz picks up his second strikeout of the day. This time beating Trip Davis with a changeup on the outside part of the plate. And there's one away here in the bottom of the fifth. So that brings up the left fielder, Mason Gray, 0 for 1 on the day. Grounded out to first back in the second inning. This one's lofted out to right center field, playable. And an easy out number 2 for Brendan Edvardson out in right field. So that'll bring up Jaden Ross. Ross 0 for 1, struck out back in the third inning. Ross, not a name we've said a lot coming into this series. He's now 2 for 11 on the season. Hoping to be a bit of a spark. He also swings at the first pitch, and once again, a fly ball to right field. Edvardson, another easy play. And we're already through 5 here in St. Augustine. So a 1-2-3 inning for Hayden Mutz. He has been dealing so far. Hey, the top of the 6th coming up right after this. Don't go anywhere, folks. Back to the action here in St. Augustine, just about set for the top of the 6th inning. For the Yellow Jackets, it'll be Josh Frometta leading off, followed by Kieran Caffrey and Yaudy Ramirez. 73 pitches so far for Daniel Fisher. He had 46 through 2, but has settled in brilliantly, just 37 pitches over his last 3. I mean, that's an average of just over 12 pitches per inning. Very efficient showing over the last 3 from Fisher. First pitch to Frometta, fouls it off just behind the plate. Frometta 0 for 1, had a walk back in the first inning, also grounded out to third base back in the third. Here's the 0-1, breaking ball in the dirt. Easy take for Frometta, and that's now a 1-1 count. Frometta, a senior, transfer from UMass Lowell. That time a breaking ball gets away from Fisher. Now 2 balls and 1 strike. Fermetta swung at the first pitch his last time up, but back in the first, he worked a great at-bat and ultimately led to the walk as he takes ball 3 there. Fisher, like we said, has been sharp the last few innings. Might be showing some signs of fatigue, getting up there in pitches, almost 80 now. The 3-1. Oh, on the inside corner. That was a close call. Fermetta threw the bat. And he threw it a little prematurely, and now it's a full count. 3-2. That's one of those pitches that can go either way, but it was placed beautifully by Fisher. Let's see if he can get Fermetta. And the 3-2 pitch. Ripped down the left field line. That's going to go for extra bases as it rattles up against the wall. And Josh Fermetta does his celebration out at second base. Boy, another great at-bat from Josh Fermetta. He ripped that one down the line. We've seen it throughout this series. A lot of energy from the Yellow Jackets dugout. They're fired up for their third baseman. And after that one, we see Parker Adams starting to warm up in the bullpen for the Saints, the sophomore righty from Ball Ground, Georgia. At the plate now, it's Kieran Caffrey, 0 for 2 so far. Pitch from Fisher. He lays down a bunt. Boy, that one went way up in the air. Thought that one might be coming toward us here in the press box. Luckily, no doubt in my mind, my man Blake would have came down with that one if need be. Nonetheless, it's an 0-1 count to Caffrey. That one in the dirt. I like the idea of a bunt there. Try and get Fermetta over to third base. Maybe get a RBI ground out even, a sac fly after that. Much more favorable position to be in. A lot of options here with still no man out in the top of the 6th. The pitch to Caffrey. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball in the dirt. Said early on, Fisher loves those breaking balls. We've seen a few of them sail on him a little bit. Not that time. That was as sharp as you can be. And now it's 1-2. Fermetta dancing. He goes. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Caffrey goes down. Fermetta threatening to go home. He's just going to hang out at third. So a stolen base for Fermetta, but a strikeout swinging for Caffrey the second time he's gone down on strikes in this one. That'll bring up Yaudy Ramirez. Ramirez, the shortstop, struck out back in the second inning, grounded out to second back in the fourth, so he's 0 for 2 on the day. The infield is in for the Saints. Ramirez swings and misses for strike 1. And a strikeout would be nice here for Fisher, but even a ground ball at any of these infielders, you got to think if Fermetta goes, they're going to be going home with that one. There's the 0-1 swing and a miss once again in the dirt. And quickly, it's an 0-2 count to Yaudy Ramirez. This would be a huge strikeout for Fisher if he's able to nab Ramirez. And the 0-2. Bounces one in the dirt. Fermetta thought about it. Played very nicely by the catcher, Jesse Sullivan, to keep it in front of him. And that makes it a 1-2 count. The pitch from Fisher. Chopped down the third base line, just goes foul. Looks like he hit it off the plate there. Fisher taking his time to go get it and head back to the mound, give himself a nice little breather. Still one out here in the top of the sixth. 1-2 count to Yaudy Ramirez. Fisher has his sign. The 1-2. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Fermetta thought about coming home. Sullivan fires down to first to nab Ramirez. Very heads-up play by Sullivan as Fermetta's been dancing off third base these last two times. He fakes the throw, goes to first. And an even better job by Daniel Fisher. Gives up the leadoff double, then strikes out back-to-back batters. And now there's two away as Justin Oquendo steps up to the plate. Oquendo 0 for 1, grounded out to second, and then was hit by a pitch back in the fourth inning. He takes a breaking ball in there for strike one. Pitch number 90 coming for Daniel Fisher. You got to think this is his last inning more than likely. And that one inside on Oquendo, who, like we said, has already been hit by a pitch today. He's trying to avoid the bruises on the lower part of his body. One and one count to Oquendo. Here's the pitch from Fisher. Swing and a miss at the fastball. Placed perfectly by Fisher on the outside part of the plate, and that makes it a 1-2 count. Fisher has his sign. 1-2 in the dirt. Good eye by Oquendo there to just let that one go. That's pretty much the same pitch he got Ramirez on. And now it's 2-2. Pitch from Fisher. Just able to get a piece of it is Oquendo. Fouls it off behind the plate. Fisher still looking good in this one. Like we said, over 90 pitches now, but has really settled in after the first two innings. The 2-2. Popped up. That'll be out of play behind us here in the press box. Justin Oquendo, the designated hitter, battling against Daniel Fisher. The pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Now a full count. We've seen several three-ball counts from Fisher so far. This Yellow Jackets offense has really made him work. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss at the breaking ball low. Sullivan fires over to Davis at first base. Brilliant job by Daniel Fisher to get out of this one. Gives up the leadoff double. Has a man on third with one away. Strikes out all three batters after the double. And that's how the top of the sixth will end. So no runs, one hit, one man left on base, no errors. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth with the score still 1-0 Yellow Jackets. All right, fans, welcome back. Once again, we're here at Drysdale Field at Flagler College in St. Augustine, Florida. It's been a pitcher's duel, 1-0. The American International Yellow Jackets lead. They scored one in the top of the first, and that has been it so far. We'll see the top of the order for the Flagler Saints: Taylor Schultz, Carson Page, Jesse Sullivan. They'll be leading it off for the Saints offense. Hayden Mutz has been brilliant so far. The first pitch to Schultz, just a bit high and in for ball one. Schultz 0 for 2 is grounded out to Yaudy Ramirez at shortstop. Both times he's been up. He takes one just a bit outside. May have been a little low as well. Quickly 2-0 here to Schultz. He grounds one to who else? Yaudy Ramirez. Schultz has hit it to his counterpart all 3 times. Ramirez puts that one away easily. There's one away here in the bottom of the 6th. So that'll bring up Carson Page. Page 1 for 2 on the day. Singled his last time up. Unfortunately for him, was caught stealing. He takes a fastball up and in for strike 1. That one's fouled back. Quickly 0-2. Mutz is so calm, cool, collected. He'll get into a 2-0 count like we just saw against Taylor Schultz. Gets out of that one and quickly out to an 0-2 count here on Page. That time tries the fastball high. No luck there. The 1-2 from Mutz. Popped up. Looks like it's going to be in play. Oh, just out of the reach of Nick Surse and Leandro Guevara, both running after it. Falls harmlessly in between them. That's a huge break for Carson Page, as it'll remain a 1-2 count. Mutz with just 2 strikeouts so far. That time the ball bounces in there. Evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mutz has been clean, though. Only 1 walk issued, 3 hits so far through 5 1/3. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball bounces away from Guevara. And a good job by Carson Page battling here. Was down 0-2 very, very quickly. But now 6 pitches in the at-bat, has worked it up to a full count. And the payoff pitch. Grounded out to short. Ramirez fields it cleanly, fires over to first. 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. So that'll bring up Jesse Sullivan. Sullivan 0 for 2 on the day, grounded out to short back in the first, and then popped out to second in the 4th. First pitch is a bit high, 1-0. The 1-0 just a bit outside. Now 2-0 to Sullivan. Like we said earlier in the inning, Mutz will get into this spot 2-0, and the Saints have bailed him out a lot, with these soft grounders out to short most of the time. This time Sullivan, being patient, takes a breaking ball for ball 3. Here's the 3-0 pitch. On the inside corner with the fastball for strike 1. You wonder if Sullivan had the green light there. I don't think he liked it anyways. Here's the pitch. He fouls that one back behind us. 2 straight fastballs from Mutz. Now it's back to a 3-2 count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Mutz. Swing and a miss from Sullivan. He knew it the minute he started the swing. A brilliant breaking ball from Hayden Mutz. And that's how the 6th inning will come to a close. So no runs, no hits, no errors. The Saints go down in order. We'll be back here in the top of the 7th inning, folks. Once again, the score still 1-0. All right, fans, back to the action. It's the top of the 7th here at Drysdale Field. American International coming up to the plate. It'll be Cole Patterson, Brendan Edvardson, Sam Tanis for the Yellow Jackets. Patterson has a walk on the day, also flied out to left his 2nd time up. First pitch is a bit high from Daniel Fisher. Thought we may have seen the last from Fisher, but he did strike out his last 3 batters, so why not leave him in, especially with the lefty-lefty matchup. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss from Patterson. Now the 1-1 pitch. Lays down a bunt down the third base line, played over at third in foul territory by Peyton Palladino. Like the idea there from Patterson. That was almost a brilliantly placed bunt. Would have been a tough play for Palladino had that stayed fair. Although we've seen Palladino make his fair share of nifty plays over there at third base early on this season. Pitch number 100 coming for Daniel Fisher. The 1-2 to Patterson. Bounces in the dirt. That'll even things up at 2-2. Two and 2 to Patterson. Fisher is set. And the pitch. Fouled off. Fisher went with the breaking ball there. Patterson just able to get a piece of it. We've seen him already work a 3-2 count earlier in this game and then worked out a walk. Still 2-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 4 straight strikeouts for Daniel Fisher. Boy, he is mowing them down here in these last couple of innings. Now 7 strikeouts on the day. We were talking up here, you wonder if it was, bring out Fisher just to face Patterson. They're going to leave him in to face Brendan Edvardson. 4th at bat for Brendan so far this game. He's 0 for 3 so far. Did reach base in the 2nd on an error, Or excuse me, he's 1 for 3. That was a hit. It was a throwing error. Sorry for the confusion. The 0-1 pitch is grounded to short. Schultz coming in on it, fires over to first. 2 away here in the top of the 7th. So that'll bring up Sam Tanis. Tanis 0 for 3, has a strikeout, also flew out to left in the first. And his last time up in the 5th inning, grounded out to Schultz at shortstop. You got to think this is the last batter for Fisher, but you never know. I've been wrong twice so far. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the inside corner for strike 1. Bounces one in the dirt for ball 2 here to Sam Tanis. Tanis now 3 for 13 on the day. He came into play hitting .300, was 3 for 10. Hasn't had much luck here against Fisher. The 2-1 is just on the outside corner. I don't think Tanis agreed with that one. Nonetheless, evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2 to Tanis. Here's the pitch. Grounded out to short, or excuse me, second base. Easy play for Carson Page. And the inning is over. Another 1-2-3 inning for Daniel Fisher. He is looking sharp as the game goes on. It's stretch time here at Drysdale Field with the score still 1-0. Yellow Jackets on top of the Saints. All right, fans, we're out of the 7th inning stretch timeout there. The score still 1-0. American International got out in front in the first, and it's been a pitcher's duel since then between Mutz and Fisher. The first pitch from Mutz is singled up the middle by Caden Kresak. That's a good start to the inning for the Saints. First pitch is singled into center. That's how the bottom of the 7th will get underway. Just the 4th hit surrendered by Hayden Mutz. He has been brilliant so far. Has only struck out 3, but only walked 1, given up 5 base runners so far. We'll see if Kresak's in motion at all. Like we said earlier, 3 steals on the season. Mutz checks on him. Able to scurry back there is Kresak. Looks like Charlie Calvanese starting to warm up for the Yellow Jackets. The first pitch to Eli Maddox. Ripped in the hole into left field for a base hit. And a great start to the bottom of the 7th. 2 pitches, 2 base hits for the Saints. Looks like they got something working here, as there's 2 on, nobody out. And that'll bring up Peyton Palladino. He had an infield single back in the 2nd inning, then grounded out to the pitcher back in the 4th. It's been the best opportunity of the day for the Saints so far. Mutz has limited the base runners, as we just mentioned. But 2 hits on back-to-back pitches. We'll see if Palladino bunts. He pulls it back just at the last second. So 1-0 to Peyton Palladino. Palladino is sophomore from Danvers, Massachusetts, out of St. John's Prep School. We'll see if he lays one down again. He will. This one bunted, perfectly placed down the third base line. You wonder if Guevara could have let it go, try and see if it goes foul. He picks it up and doesn't even throw it over to first. A bunt single for Peyton Palladino. And all of a sudden, the bases are loaded here. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Trip Davis, with a massive opportunity for the Saints. And it's going to be a meeting of the minds here at the pitcher's mound. Like we said, there is some action in the Yellow Jackets bullpen. You wonder if they're going to leave in Mutz. Looks like they will. Looks like there's a couple Yellow Jackets pitchers warming up in the bullpen. Like we said, Calvanese, hard to tell who the other one is, just stretching as of right now. They're going to leave in Hayden Mutz to face Trip Davis. Davis singled his first time up, also struck out back in the 5th inning. Davis coming into play, just 5 RBIs on the season, but as we just mentioned, brilliant opportunity here to not only knot things up, but possibly give the Saints a lead if he's able to hit one into the gaps. Pitch swung on, grounded foul down the third base line. Looks like we may have a pinch runner for the Saints. This is interesting. Looks like they may be bringing someone in from the bullpen to pinch run. This is fun. We'll see who that is. It looks like it's George Gilson. He was hanging out in the bullpen. The freshman, a local product out of Jacksonville, Florida, St. John's Country Day School. He'll replace Eli Maddox at second base. Gilson with a little bit better speed. He's now at second base. 0-1 to Davis. Swung on, skied out to shallow center field. Probably not deep enough to score Kresak. He takes a step off there, but of course is going to hang out there. Nice job by Hayden Mutz to force the weak contact. Now there's one away here in the bottom of the 7th. The base is still loaded for the Saints. That'll bring up Mason Gray. Gray is 0 for 2. Grounded out to first and then flied out to right field his last time up. Gray now hitting .250 on the season. Came into play 4 for 14. He swings and misses at a fastball on the inside part of the plate. Looks like the umpire says he got a piece of it, but it ends up in the glove of Guevara. Regardless, strike one. The 0-1 from Mutz. Swung on, lifted out to right field, playable. They're sending Kresak. Here's the throw to the plate. It's cut off, and he fires it past him. Luckily, Hayden Mutz was backing it up, but Kresak is able to score. Not sure why Nick Surse cut that off. It looks like there could have been a play at the plate there. But a huge break for the Saints as they are finally on the board here in the bottom of the 7th following the sac fly from Mason Gray. And we'll have a pinch hitter for the Saints. It'll be Justin Haskins, the junior from Sewanee, Georgia, out of Lambert High School. Haskins 0 for 2 on the season, has walked 3 times so far, so definitely good for the on-base percentage, which is all the way up at .600. Still looking for his first hit of the season. You got to think now is as good a time as any. Pitch is on the outside corner, called strike one. Pitch is in the dirt. Oh, and they were trying to do the dance routine. They had Palladino going to second. He's in there without a throw. They were trying to draw the throw, and then we would have saw George Gilson try and head home on that one. Nonetheless, it's still an advantage for the Saints now. 2 men in scoring position with 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th. 1-1 to Haskins. Check swing fouled off over by the Yellow Jackets dugout. A little scary there. One and 2 to Justin Haskins. Hayden Mutz has been brilliant. He has his sign. And the pitch. High and outside for ball 2. Two and 2. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled off down the third base line. Mentioned Haskins, he's come to the plate 5 times, but has walked 3 of those 5 times, so definitely a patient hitter. You see it already. Working it to a 2-2 count, fouling off a pitch. Really making Hayden Mutz work more than he has throughout this game. Once again, the 2-2 pitch. Outside, ball 3. Big out to get with Taylor Schultz waiting on deck. The payoff pitch. Right down the middle, called strike 3 from Hayden Mutz. That's likely how his day is going to end. Hey, Haskins a little too patient there. And that's how this inning will come to a close. So the Saints strand 2, but they do tie things up here on the sac fly, courtesy of Mason Gray. We'll go to the top of the 8th inning, folks. The score now 1-1 between American International and Flagler. right, fans, we're back here at Drysdale Field for the top of the 8th between American International and Flagler. Daniel Fisher's day is complete. He pitched brilliantly. Clay Callan, the senior righty out of Venice, Florida, is on in relief. We've had a few changes here for the Saints. Caden Kresak moves over to right field. Bryce Fitzgerald is off the bench in center now. It'll be Leandro Guevara taking ball one lone away to get this inning started. That one is skied out to right field. Kresak is ready for it. Easy play for out number one. Callan coming into play has 2 appearances, 1 1/3 so far. Has given up 2 hits and 2 earned runs thus far. Also has 1 strikeout. We'll bring up Nick Surse, who's 1 for 3 on the day, has the only RBI for the Yellow Jackets. And that's going to be the only batter that Callan faces. So, hey, comes in, 1 batter, does his job, gets the 1 out. Let's see who's coming in. It looks like it's Isaiah Wellman, the lefty senior from Brunswick, Georgia. Wellman so far 2-1 on the season in 5 appearances, 5 innings pitched. He's given up 10 hits, 6 runs, has struck out 2. That's good for a 3.6 ERA. Yeah, so as Wellman warms up, let's take a look at the day for Daniel Fisher. He went 7 innings, gave up just 1 earned run, 4 hits, struck out 7. Did give up 3 walks and hit 1 batter, but hey, not a problem for Fisher. He was sharp after those first 2 innings. He turns it over to first Clay Callan and now Isaiah Wellman. All right, fans, so it looks like Isaiah Wellman is ready to go. The sun is shining bright here on Drysdale Field. Like we said earlier, beautiful day for baseball. Not too hot, not too cold. Feels like spring training here in St. Augustine. The first pitch from Wellman to Nick Surse. Just a bit low and outside. We said Surse responsible for the only run that the Yellow Jackets have back in the first. He had an RBI single. He takes a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. One. Lone away for ball 2. This was definitely the matchup they wanted Wellman for. He's attacking the outer part of the plate as Surse can turn on one in an instant. The 2-1 pitch. Once again outside, ball 3. Surse has some pop. Of course, this is the 3rd game of the season for the Yellow Jackets, so no home runs so far. This is definitely one of the bigger threats in that department as he takes strike 2. Surse did not like the call. You saw him starting to motion like he was going to put the bat down. As someone with umpires in the family, I'll just tell you, they don't like when you do that. Here's the 3-2. Just a bit high over the letters, and Surse able to work out a walk here with one away in the top of the 8th. And Coach Williams looks like he's working the matchups here. Looks like that'll be the only pitcher that Wellman faces. And it looks like they're going to bring in number 12, Blake Pasante, the junior out of Mechanicsville, Maryland, courtesy of St. Mary's Riken High School. The 5'9 junior has appeared in 4 games so far, 3 1/3, has given up 1 run on 5 hits, has a strikeout to go along with his 2.7 ERA. They want him to face Josh Frometta. Frometta's reached base twice. Had a double down the left field line his last time up. Walked back in the first inning. Yeah, Pasente back in 2024 appeared in 16 games, had a 5-1 record. Led the way with 3 saves as well. He has some experience against American International. Had a season-high 3 strikeouts when these two teams faced last year. That was February 25th. Also a Peach Belt Conference Presidential Honor Roll Presidential Scholar. So, hey, good on the field, good in the classroom as well. We didn't see any of these relievers yesterday for the Saints. And it looks like Pasente is ready to go. So Frometta steps in. Like we said, he's reached base twice. That one's ripped right at Palladino. He fires over to first. Got him! Boy, a heads-up play by Peyton Palladino. Nick Surse ventured just a bit too far off first base. Palladino not only ready for the line drive, he immediately fires it over to Trip Davis. Boy, what a job by Peyton Palladino. And, hey, Blake Pasente gets out of it in just 1 pitch. So we'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Now, still 1-1 between American International and Flagler. All right, fans, so we're back out of the timeout here. It's the bottom of the 8th at Drysdale Field between Flagler and American International. It'll be the top of the order for the Saints. Taylor Schultz, Carson Page, Jesse Sullivan. The new pitcher into the game for the Yellow Jackets is Charlie Calvanese. Haven't seen him yet this season. Calvanese, a right-handed reliever, a junior from Longmeadow, Massachusetts. First pitch is fouled off out of play down the right field line. Can't say enough about the job Peyton Palladino has done over at third base for the Saints. Had the diving play earlier and then the heads-up double play turn there off the liner. Let's see if his offense can get something for him. Schultz rips one out to center. Playable. Falls harmlessly into the glove of Cole Patterson, and that's how the bottom of the 8th gets underway. One down. So now it's Carson Page. The second baseman is 1 for 3 on the day. Has groundouts to third and shortstop, also singled back in the third inning. Takes the first pitch high and in for ball 1. That time just a bit low. Guevara, he is very good at framing some of these pitches. It looks good from our vantage point. Nonetheless, 2-0 to Page. That time way upstairs for ball 3. Guevara telling Calvanese, settle down here. Haven't been a lot of walks for Flagler so far in this game. They do have 6 hits now, with 3 coming in the last inning. And Page taken all the way just over the letters there for ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk issued to Carson Page. That is not what the doctor ordered if you're a Yellow Jackets fan. Like we said earlier, Page tied for the team lead in steals with 6 coming into play. You got to think he'll be in motion at some point during this Jesse Sullivan at-bat. You'd think early on, too. You know, you don't want to get Sullivan into, say, a 2-strike count and have that in his vision while he's trying to hit. Page does not go. The ball's in the dirt, played nicely by Guevara to keep it in front of him. And it's 1-0 to Sullivan. Yeah, looks like the pitching coach is going to come out for the Yellow Jackets. Just try and settle down Calvanese a little bit. That's 5 straight balls after getting Schultz on the fly out to center. Sullivan 0 for 3. There's a ground out, a fly out, and a strikeout so far. Looking to reverse his fortunes here in the bottom of the 8th. Page leads off first. Calvanese has his sign. And the pickoff attempt just a bit behind Carson Page. No surprise there, as they're going to want to keep Page under wraps over there at first base. He's going to be looking to go at some point. The pitch to Sullivan. Fouled off. Looks like Calvanese broke out the slide step there. Trying to keep Carson Page close over at first. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball grounded to second. This could be 2. Flips it over to Ramirez, throw to first. Pulls him off the bag. And they're going to say Surst did not apply the tag before Sullivan was able to get there. That was a close bang-bang play over at first base. Huge break for the Saints, as that was tailor-made for a double play. So that'll bring up Caden Kresak. Caden Kresak got things started last inning as he takes ball one. He had a single to center field, and then later scored on the sac fly for Mason Gray. That time just a bit outside. Now 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch from Calvanese. On the outside corner with the fastball, 4-strike 1. And that's a good sign for Coach Collini. Like we said, Calvanese a little wild since coming in, but has gotten the 2 outs and only issued the 1 walk. The 2-1 is fouled off by Kresak. Now 2-2. Two men out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Caden Kresak. In the dirt. And we'll do it again. It's now a 3-2 count. So, of course, Jesse Sullivan will be in motion here. Calvanese is set, and the payoff pitch. Flared out into left, should be an easy play out there for Kieran Caffrey. It is, and that's how the bottom of the 8th will end. So, no runs, no hits, 1 man left on base. Hey, we're still knotted up at 1 apiece. We'll be back in a second with the top of the 9th here in St. Augustine. All right, fans, so we're ready for the top of the 9th inning here. It's 1-1 between Flagler and American International. It's been a fun one so far, a defensive battle, a pitcher's duel. Caffrey's 0 for 3. He struck out twice. He swings at the first pitch and grounds it out to second. And played cleanly there by Carson Page, and 1 pitch, 1 out. Blake Pacente, he's now thrown 2 pitches and has 3 outs so far, so very efficient showing from Blake. Might as well leave him in there. He'll face Yaudy Ramirez next, also 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. And he takes the first pitch for ball 1. You had to think, finally, someone just takes the first pitch from Pacente. That time it's chopped down the third base line. 1-1. Pitch to Ramirez. Fouled off once again, hits it off himself. Vicente not really known as a strikeout pitcher. Now 4 1/3 on his season, only 1 strikeout to show for it, but like we said, very efficient. His ERA coming into play was 2.7. Does a great job of forcing soft contact. Here's the pitch. Outside, Sullivan trying to bring it back. That'll make it 2-2. Low with the 2-2 pitch, and now it's 3-2. Ramirez has been busy defensively, hasn't shown much offensively thus far. Here's the payoff pitch. Low and away, ball 4. And he reaches base for the first time today. A great job of working that walk from Yaudy Ramirez. He was down in the count 1-2, then takes 3 straight pitches. Fouled off a few in there as well. Very impressive job by Ramirez. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter. So we'll say goodbye to Justin Oquendo. See who this is. It looks like Ryan Hemingway. 6-foot junior from Wilbraham, Massachusetts, out of Pope Francis Prep. That's his first at-bat of the season, so not much of a scouting report on Hemingway thus far. Ramirez goes. Sullivan bobbles the ball, unable to throw it down to second. And Yaudy Ramirez picks up the stolen base. For Ramirez, that's his first steal of the season. He is a threat, just hasn't gone yet this year. The 1-0 to Hemingway. Nope, he's going to toss it back over to shortstop. Check on Ramirez once again. We did have a change in between innings. Jacob Reeves came in to replace Taylor Schultz out at shortstop. Reeves, the sophomore from Holland, Michigan, transferred from Emmanuel College in Georgia. Here's the 1-0. Just a bit low, bobbled by Sullivan, 2-0. Another pickoff attempt. Nothing doing for the Saints. One ball game. Top of the 9th here at Drysdale Field. The 2-0 pitch to Hemingway. In there for strike 1 with the fastball. Another pickoff attempt. Making Ramirez work back there, but he's able to slide back safely, no problem. Vicente's got a quick move. Ramirez not dancing too far off second. This time the 2-1 just a bit low. Now ball 3. Saw him walk Ramirez. He's in danger of walking 2 in a row, is Vicente. He was so efficient to start his day. Now they're making him work. That pitch swung on and missed. Hemingway took a big cut at that one, unable to connect with the fastball. And it's another 3-2 count. The pitch inside, ball 4. We'll have runners at first and second now. And that'll bring up Cole Patterson, the center fielder for the Yellow Jackets. You wonder wonder if we'll have another pitching change. It looks like we will. As Hemingway comes out, we have a pinch runner as well. Yeah, it looks like Albus Felix, the sophomore, will pinch run over at first base. Vicente's day is done. He goes 1 inning, walks 2. He's responsible for the runners on first and second. We'll take a moment, see who's replacing Blake Vicente. And it looks like it's going to be Jake Hill, the junior out of Cumming, Georgia, on in relief. The Yellow Jackets saw Hill last night. He was the final pitcher to throw in that 12-inning battle. Went 2/3, gave up a hit in relief on the season. As a 3.0 ERA, he's 0-1 through 3 innings pitched. Has 1 strikeout, given up 1 earned on 2 hits. Jake Hill standing at 6'4". He's tall and has that funky sidearm motion. Let's see what he can do against Patterson. All right, so we're back out of the break here. Once again, Jake Hill on in relief for the Saints. The tall righty will face off against Cole Patterson. Patterson 0 for 2, did work a walk his first time up, also flew out to left and later struck out his last time. Swings at the first pitch, fouls it off. Quickly 0-1. Like we said, number 28, Albus Felix, is in to pinch run at first. Patterson fouls that one off. A liner right over the Yellow Jackets dugout. And quickly, it's 0-2 to Patterson. The 0-2 from Hill. Outside. And that delivery, no matter how hard you throw, it makes it so tough to read the ball, read the spin coming out of the hand of a pitcher like Jake Hill. We'll see how effective he is against this Yellow Jackets lineup. That one, once again, a fastball outside. Patterson's had some nice at-bats. Like we said, worked a walk his first time up. He's very patient. Here's the pitch from Hill. Just a bit low. Hey, 3 straight balls. It's the 3rd straight full count that the Yellow Jackets have forced. They have been money at the plate this inning. Very, very patient. Making these Flagler pitchers throw strikes. This time Hill goes for the pickoff of Ramirez. That one was pretty close, but gets the hand in there under the glove. So we'll do it again. 3-2. Nope, time is called by Patterson. Now they're ready. Hill has his sign. The 3-2 pitch. Popped up. Can of corn for Peyton Palladino. He puts it away, no problem. And there's now 2 away here in the top of the 9th. So that'll bring up Brendan Edvardson. 1 for 4 so far. Reached base on a single back in the second inning. Takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Big moment here in this game. All knotted up at 1 apiece. Another pitch low, 2-0. Seen American International be so patient throughout this inning. 3 straight full counts, already 2-0 to the right fielder Edvardson. That one almost hit him, breaks back in. 3-0. Pitch from Hill. Edvardson taken all the way. He takes strike 1. Figured he can't walk him on 4 pitches. That would bring up Sam Tanis, who's waiting patiently in the on-deck circle. The 3-1 pitch. Swung on line, down the line, just foul. Boy, Edvardson ripped that one the other way. That would have scored likely 2 runners if that stayed fair. It was safely a foul ball, but from our vantage point, it looked like it might be pretty close. Nonetheless, another full count. That's 4 straight. And the pitch, nope. Hill's going to motion over to second base, make Ramirez scurry on back there. And the payoff pitch. Runners in motion, fouled back. Hill has had to work since coming in relief. Double-digit pitches over 2 batters. Runners will be in motion. Here's the pitch. And it ends up hitting him. A confident pitch going with the breaking ball on a 3-2 count. Lost control just a bit. And Edvardson will head down to first base. It's now bases loaded. 2 outs as Sam Tanis, the second baseman, comes to the plate. Looks like this one will just be a mound visit. Trying to settle down Jake Hill here. Yeah, Jake Hill last year was very effective in relief. Appeared in 13 games at a 1.65 ERA. Also had 2 saves to go along with it. Had 11 strikeouts over 16 1/3. It's a big moment here. He's got Sam Tanis at the dish. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The first pitch, a fastball in there for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on, hit out to left. Playable. And puts it away. That time it was Mason Gray. No problem there. A great job by Jake Hill to get out of trouble. Strands the bases loaded here in the top of the 9th. Hey, and we'll see if Flagler can walk it off in the bottom of the 9th. So, hey, no runs, no hits, but 3 left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. The score still tied up at 1. All right, fans, we're just about set for the bottom of the ninth here in St. Augustine. It's been a pitcher's duel from start to finish. We'll see George Gilson lead it off for the Saints, making his first appearance at the plate of the game. Gilson coming into play has 11 at-bats. He's 3 for 11. That's good for 273. Does have 3 runs batted in. It's still Charlie Calvanese on the mound for the Yellow Jackets. He fires in a breaking ball for strike 1. Like we said, the pitchers have been excellent throughout this game. It was Hayden Mutz for the Yellow Jackets, Daniel Fisher for the Saints. Both of them went 7 innings, giving up 1 run as Gilson swings and misses at strike 2. It's a pitch from Calvanese. Chopper back to the mound. Bobbles it a little bit, throws on the run, and it gets away from him. Gilson's going to head to second. It rattles around in foul territory. And just like that, a man on second on what looked to be a routine ground ball. That may look routine, but with the ball spinning like that, that's a tough play for the pitcher coming off of the mound and then having to throw it off balance over to first. George Gilson also with some speed. Now he's at second base as Peyton Palladino comes to the plate. I wonder if that's going to be it for Calvanese. Doesn't look like anyone's coming out of the Yellow Jackets bullpen, so it's probably just a mound visit. That is what we're looking at here. As Coach Christian Lalamia comes out to have a word with his pitcher and infielder. Can't say enough about the job Peyton Palladino's done so far as he waits to face off against Calvanese. He's 2 for 3, has 2 singles, also a stolen base, and he's flashed the leather over at third base. He has been excellent so far. We'll see if they go after him or pitch around him. I mean, with a man on second in the bottom of the ninth, that run wouldn't matter if Palladino reaches base, of course, unless Gilson is out ahead of him. So we're out of the timeout now. Calvanese is ready. Palladino at the plate. Gilson on second. They pitch out. The ball is in and out of the glove. Gilson's going to head to third. The throw. Not in time. We're waiting for a signal. Looks like they're going to say he was safe. Gilson barely getting the fingers in on the base. Boy, that is a tough call. Credit to Yaudy Ramirez, heads up, covering there. That is huge for the Saints. Now a man on third, nobody out here in the bottom of the ninth. And they're going to intentionally walk Palladino. You figure they'll probably do the same to Trip Davis, load the bases, get the force play at home. Yep, and that's exactly what they'll do. So Trip Davis intentionally walked. He heads down to first. And that'll load the bases for Mason Gray. Mason Gray, the left fielder, a senior out of Lake City, Florida. Comes to us from Columbia High School. He has a chance to be the hero. Nobody out, bases loaded. Of course, the infield is in. The first pitch. Takes strike 1 on the fastball. Mason Gray just 2 RBIs so far this season. 3 following the sac fly from earlier. He rips one down the line foul. And a nice job by Calvanese to force an 0-2 count. That one in the dirt on the breaking ball, 1-2. Like we said, Gray responsible for the only run for the Saints thus far. He had a sac fly out to right field back in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the 1-2. Cut on, rips it to third, and it's rattled around. Coming home is Gilson, and the Saints win it here in the bottom of the 9th. Mason Gray, the hero, he smoked that one to third. It was in and out of the glove. It looked like that was Josh Frometta who was unable to come up with it. The Saints come back late. They win it in the bottom of the 9th. Boy, what a fun one. What a day for Mason Gray. 2 RBIs, including the game winner. And that's how this one comes to a close. So the Saints win it 2-1 here on the walk-off from Mason Gray. Hey, we'll be back in about 30 to 45 minutes for Game 2 of this doubleheader, folks. The Saints take Game 1. They now lead the 4-game series 2-1. Don't go anywhere, folks. Like we said, we'll be back here in about 30 to 45 minutes.